Hello, you're watching the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Châu Nguyễn, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Construction and embellishment of Vietnam-Cambodia friendship monuments in Cambodia reviewed. Vietnam holds ceremony to return war mementos to fallen soldiers' families. Diplomacy creates momentum for national development in new era. The 7th working session between the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam and the Solidarity Front for the Development of Cambodian Motherland was held in Ho Chi Minh City on the morning of December the 29th in order to review the projects of building and embellishing Vietnam-Cambodia friendship monuments in Cambodia and orientate the coordination in the coming time. Senior Lieutenant General Võ Minh Lương, Deputy Defense Minister of Vietnam, and Mr. Nguyen Va Li, Vice Standing President and Secretary General of the Solidarity Front for the Development of Cambodian Motherland, co-chaired the event. At the meeting, Senior Lieutenant General Võ Minh Lương suggested that, after its inauguration, the Council report to the Cambodia government and build an appropriate mechanism to manage, protect, and organize the reception of visiting delegations, as well as to actively and effectively promote the Vietnam-Cambodia friendship. In the coming time, Cambodia will continue to review the Vietnam-Cambodia friendship monuments built in Cambodia that need building and embellishing, and then report to the competent authorities of each country. The Vietnamese side will send a working group to coordinate with the Cambodian side to survey and inspect the projects as a basis for appraisal and financial support to ensure strict and effective implementation. Recently in Hanoi, the National Steering Committee for Search, Collection, Repatriation and Identification of Fallen Soldiers' Remains, in cooperation with the U.S. Embassy in Vietnam and the Ash Center of Harvard University, organized a ceremony to return personal mementos to the families of Vietnamese fallen soldiers and war veterans. The memories of Nguyễn Công Minh father are limited to the proud stories his mother shared. In the past, Ming's father, Nguyễn Sĩ Liên, was a martyr who participated in both the two resistance wars of Vietnam against the French colonialism and American imperialism, and sacrificed his life during combat. To this day, the remains of Nguyễn Sĩ Liên have not been found. Today, when holding their father's mementos in their hands, Ming and his sister could not hide the deep emotion mixed with pride. We are filled with joy, pride, and deep gratitude. We sincerely thank the U.S. for their unwavering efforts to return my father's mementos to our family. The ceremony to return these war mementos was deeply emotional, not just because of the heartfelt stories shared by children who had never met their fathers, but also due to the presence of veterans and representatives from the U.S. organizations who took part.
The effort continues, of course. The effort will continue to find keepsakes from the war using our archival research, but also we hope using both archival research as well as the most advanced DNA analysis.
The mementos returned today will serve as important data to continue the search for and gathering of the remains of Vietnamese martyrs still missing in action from the war. Crossing thousands of nautical miles, Coast Guard ship 8005 recently participated in an exchange program with the Indian Coast Guard in Kochi City, Kerala State, India. Many meaningful activities of joint exercise and experience exchange were held, contributing to enhancing the traditional friendship, cooperation, mutual understanding, and trust between the two sides. During the visit, Coast Guard ship 8005 visited agencies and units of the Indian Coast Guard, including the Search and Rescue Center, Training Center, and Remote Control Station. The two sides also exchanged experiences in the task of coastal protection through radar, satellite, and surveillance cameras. At the headquarters of the Indian Coast Guard, the two sides also had meetings to review the effectiveness of the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation between the two forces signed in 2015, as well as roll out new cooperation activities in the coming time. The head of the Vietnamese delegation affirmed that this was a valuable opportunity for the two sides to enhance mutual understanding and tighten the solidarity and bilateral cooperation. The model of Sunday at the village has really come into life, sharing with the people, contributing to raising awareness of law enforcement and maintaining local security and order. More to follow in Chiang District, Gia Lai Province. Every Sunday, nearly 30 officers and soldiers in Chiang District Police, in coordination with Gia Sao Commune Police and the local government, are present in villages and hamlets to organize various activities such as maintaining security, assisting people in harvesting agricultural products, organizing talks and legal exchanges at community house, and especially focusing on educating and preventing young people from violating the law. Every week and every month, local organizations regularly coordinate with the commune police to grasp the local situation. At the same time, we educate youngsters who are still young and do not understand the laws and the policies of the state. Since implementing activities related to the mass mobilization model, people's trust in social order as well as in the police force has been increasingly enhanced. With dedication and practical activities, the Sunday at the Village model promises many positive results in building a civilized, safe, and law-abiding community. Coming up next, diplomacy creates momentum for national development in new era. Beef pho named among world's 100 best dishes according to Taste Atlas. In 2024, the world situation continues to fluctuate in a volatile manner. However, Vietnam has succeeded in maintaining a peaceful environment and stability for national development, which is considered as a role model in the region. With foreign affairs activities proactively yielding positive results, a new foreign relations landscape has been shaped, paving the way for a new era of national growth. Those are the contents emphasized by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Bùi Thanh Sơn in a press interview about the diplomatic milestones in 2024, as well as directions of Vietnamese diplomacy in the coming time. In 2024, foreign affairs activities, especially high-level ones, took place vigorously and widely across the continent and at many important multilateral forums and mechanisms. Key leaders of Vietnam conducted a total of 60 foreign affairs activities, including 21 visits to countries to attend multilateral conferences. Vietnam welcomed 25 delegations of leaders of countries. The countries also promoted the implementation of international agreements and commitments, concretized upgraded relationship frameworks, and signed more than 170 new cooperation agreements in many fields, especially in areas where Vietnam has needs and interest. This year, Vietnam upgraded relations to comprehensive strategic partnership with major partners such as Australia, France, and Malaysia, upgraded the relations to strategic partnership with Brazil, and established comprehensive partnership with Mongolia, United Arab Emirates, thereby creating a framework for the relations with 32 leading partners, including neighboring and major countries, important partners, and traditional ones. The establishment of diplomatic ties with Malawi marks the completion of our diplomatic relations with all African nations, bringing the total number of countries we have diplomatic relations with to 194, thus developing cooperation between Vietnam and other countries into deep, effective, strategic, stable, and sustainable. Economic diplomacy continues to contribute positively to the country's overall economic achievements in the context that the world economy has entered a difficult period. Economy plays an increasingly important role in external affairs at all levels, especially at high levels. Vietnam has connected with such partners as China, the US, Japan, the Republic of Korea, and India in digital transformation, green transformation, semiconductor industry, and artificial intelligence. Export markets have been expanded through 17 signed free trade agreements, while high-quality FDI and new generation ODA projects have been attracted. In the face of major fluctuations in the world, the triad of national defense, security, and diplomacy has been formed, contributing to safeguarding the country's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and national security. Diplomacy has played a part in maintaining a peaceful and stable borderline, seas and islands, and national security. Important advances in negotiations with other countries have also been made, while existing issues have been harmoniously handled. Vietnam has accelerated the building of a code of conduct in the EC based on international law, including the UN Clause 1982. On the multilateral level, Vietnam has increasingly affirmed its role, position, and prestige through positive contributions to the international community. In international forums such as the ASEAN and IPA, Vietnam continues to promote its role as an active and responsible partner with ideas and initiatives appreciated by other countries. In organizations where Vietnam has been undertaking important responsibilities such as the UN Human Rights Council and 6 out of 7 important executive mechanisms of UNESCO, Vietnam has raised its responsible voice with a comprehensive, holistic, and harmonious approach. Vietnam has made responsible contribution to global issues such as climate change response, peacekeeping, and food security. Overseas work has been well implemented, thus mobilizing resources for national development. The new era of the country requires the participation of all sectors, fields, forces, the whole political system, and a strategic environment of peace, friendship, and cooperation favorable is needed for the country's development. In that context, diplomacy serves as a tool to maintain this environment amidst fluctuations in the world situation. Vietnam is capable of participating more and is expected to contributing more to peace and development, as was the process of solving common problems of humanity, contributing to building and protecting a fair and equal international order based on international law. From December the 26th to the 29th, a mission of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs led by Ms. Lê Thị Thu Hằng, Deputy Minister and Chairwoman of the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese, paid a working visit to Cambodia. At the meeting with leaders of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ministry of Interior and Mayor of Phnom Penh, the two sides discussed measures to promote bilateral relations in all aspects, as well as activities to be implemented in the coming year, in the spirit of the traditional friendship between the two countries. During her meetings with the Vietnam-Cambodia Business Association and Khmer Vietnamese Association, Ms. Hằng highly appreciated the contributions of Vietnamese enterprises in Cambodia to the development of economic, trade, and investment relations between the two countries, and said that the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would continue to work with the authorities of both sides to remove difficulties. In 2024, Vietnam's export value from agroforestry and aquatic products reached a record high of $62.5 billion, up $9.5 billion over the last period. Key commodities such as coffee, vegetables, and rice all grew impressively. Particularly, coffee earned $5.5 billion thanks to a sharp increase in export prices of over $4,000 per ton. Fruit and vegetable export ranked in $7.12 billion, of which durian accounted for over $3 billion. Many other fruits such as bananas, longhans, and coconuts have also grown significantly. Despite the high racket, the agricultural sector still faces challenges in quality, safety, and supply chains. Exports are forecast to face difficulties in 2025 due to global economic fluctuations, but the potential for growth remains huge. Taste Atlas recently announced 100 best dishes in the world in 2024, and Vietnamese beef pho was named on this list.
Vietnamese beef pho ranks the 93rd on the list. According to Taste Atlas, this beef-based version of pho is prepared with assorted cuts and parts of beef. The stock is made from beef bones, shank, oxtail, and neck, while the toppings include thinly sliced fatty brisket, flank, eye-round steak, stripe cooked, and raw beef. tendon, or beef balls, flavored with dried spices such as cinnamon, star anise, cloves, cardamom, and coriander, topped with cilantro, sliced onions, and chopped green onions. Lascione of Colombia and Neapolitan pizza of Italy ranked the first and second on the list, respectively. Taste Atlas recently also announced the world's 50 best food cities, including Hanoi and Hue City of Vietnam.
And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch the news again at QPVN.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.